for any of those that God forbid actually watch this, first off, God bless you. But this is the Go Mode Podcast bi-weekly seed from December 20th, 2023, Crosskeys, in conjunction with the Crosskeys Mentor Tournament. I am the one that brings shame, Mr. 3. I am not guaranteeing a good time. Well, I mean, I'm going to have a good time playing the game, but I'm not going to guarantee that it's like, oh, I'm just going to finish this in an hour and a half. But hopefully, if anybody watches this, they might learn a little something on how I do this. By the way, my controller has disconnected because my computer has restarted. So we get to do this. So glad that we do this all live while recording. Well, actually not live. This is literally just a local recording. Just making all this very funny as we go. There we go. Do the controllers work now? Yes, they do. That is the reason why I have the icons on the bottom, so that I know that, controller's working prior to starting a race. Input display. Also, I believe this MSU is YouTube safe, and if it is not, I get to blame Dante, the creator of Chained Echoes MSU. But then again, if it wasn't good for YouTube, then it wouldn't be uploaded, so then Dante wouldn't hear about this, so it's kind of a conundrum. It's like I'm apologizing for either something I had no reason to apologize for, or I'm apologizing for something he's never going to hear. So, cool. But in any case, let us see how cool this seed is going to be in 3. Well, actually, it'll be nice putting a file name. Already antsy to start. Alright. Let us begin in 3, 2, 1. That's not particularly something I wanted to see. As much as I'd like the fluff. That's alright. I don't normally like doing this, but since this is the end of my route. There are people that believe in not doing Eastern, and there are people that believe in doing Eastern. I'd like to consider myself situational. It depends where in the route I am, what I have, and how easy this is to get to. Now, granted, this is pretty easy. However, Eastern itself is literally, at this point, would be a last locate. Eastern Palace is basically like a standalone. The sword is always nice. And I really should subscribe to the theory of, you know, just being efficient. It's okay to double dip dungeons. Like in Crosskeys, it's okay. If you have the ability to do stuff into there, it's okay. And more often than not, it ends up being something that you end up needing to do anyways. Plus, it majoritively reduces the risk of having something very trolly. For example, one of the big things that's a troll for me is when a big key is in its vanilla dungeon. Might kill the next couple popos. If I'm lucky, it'll be 1 bomb, 4 bombs. 1 bomb, 4 bombs. You did it. You know, those bombs are more valuable than the last remaining checks, which is actually kind of funny. So here's typically my strategy when it comes to, like, I'm not going to go over as far as to say, well, you know, if Sank is here, 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 or here, this is what my strategy is. I'll just kind of isolate it to the point of Sank in Lost Woods here. So, you know, we've got the bombs, we checked the lumberjack area, we checked to see, you know, all that fun happy jazz. Oh boy. We've done all that fun happy jazz. Now we actually have a moon pearl. What I typically like to do from there is to start at Link's house and to go to CAC from the south. And I like to start at the library area. Main reason why is this is I like to treat the library its own 3 entrances. And now that we have a moon pearl, if we have a connector, I'm more willing to take it. Because if I get shoved into the dark world, well, I can do some exploring. And then when I'm done, I could turn around and start from Sank, which again is in Lost Woods, and work my way down south. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm turning around and I'm breaking Kakariko into a couple different parts, if you count the library as one of them. Let's say, for example, if the library happens to be a connector, I'm just going to do it no matter what. The reason why I like doing that is because if you focus on, say, Sank and working down south, and you get to this area and there's a connector, you know, or if you go into CAC and there's a connector, but you haven't checked the bottom stuff, speaking of, here we are. So like if you start at Lost Woods, again, which is where Sank is, and you work your way down, and say you got a couple connectors, you turn around and you're gonna explore that. You know, you're gonna be like, okay, well, I got the connectors and everything. You know, all this fun, happy jazz. However, I still got the area that's down below the library. You check that, it is or it is not something, or whatever the case may be, or even maybe another connector. So now it's like, well, when do I look that up? And if you choose to go up, it just feels like it just takes a little extra time. So basically, I'm doing it like this to turn around and say, all right, if there's anything here, I create this as its own separate entity. And then CAC is its own separate entity. Now, if there are multiple connectors in CAC, then basically you just play the glorious game of connector roulette. Pick one and go with it. You know, I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm going to take a chance. Oh crap, that's right, I got blue mail. Oh no, I just screwed myself here. Well, we're gonna have to blow a lot of bombs here. Oh my god, never mind. That did not work out the way that I was hoping it would. That green guard just looked right at me and I didn't like it. And then it didn't help that I had blue mail and I already forgot. The good news is ropes still do half-hearted damage. Somehow, someway, I dodged all those ropes, so I'll just come back to here and take my death. Now, in this particular case, there's just too much in the mountain for me to pass up, so I'm not going to concern myself about. Not going to concern myself about Hyrule Castle West at this point. Although I really wanted to bomb jump across, but here we are. That's a nice sword. For now, we will stay in logic. Am I going to guarantee we're going to stay in logic? No. That's the fun part about Rando. We will be taking that more than likely. Maybe they'll get us to the floating island so we know how to get to that bow. Ice Palace, believe it or not, you cannot do anything there. Okay. Oh, that was a waste of a bomb. So now we're going to go to CAC and we're going to work our way down south. Now, I know Cack Well still exists. I know entrances still exist. But in this case, because we have the Moon Pearl, we want to get as much information as possible. And there's nothing stopping from Cack Well being here anyways. But now we're going to do the entirety of Cack. And the nice thing about this is if by any chance there are no connectors here at all, I can go back to Hyrule Castle with no concern whatsoever. Except this time, I would go to Hyrule Castle West to see what's up with there. Instead, we have Super Bunny, which is more than likely what we're going to end up doing. Excuse me. Ganon, nice and free. More sneezing. And I think no matter what, because it is a one-way, never mind. This is actually kind of funny. This is actually really kind of funny right now. Well, we found both ends of Super Bunny, so that one connector we are not going to have to look up. Because we know where it brings us to. And having Bombos right there is a little frightening, just the fact that we have already found Ice Pals. Now, granted, not much is in logic in Ice right now. You know, and I did this route in CAC with the anticipation that I was going to be doing Super Bunny Cave, but alas, we're not. I have faith that the next 5 available entrances, one will be a connector. Now, very important, if you get to something that you can't, like, if you get to here, just because you can't access it doesn't mean you can't see it. I see too many people that turn around, they just walk away because they're like, well, we can't access it, and they don't even bother to look. That, you know what, we might go out of logic for that. That, I believe, is the Mountain Descent Cave. That was just absolutely silly of me. Nice work, Ed. Eastern Pal's big key, but technically it's out of logic right now. Technically. Alright, now that ice key is a little scary. Bonk rocks. Alright, you know what? Cool. Somehow, someway, this still worked out in my favor. Alright, well, instead, that is the main thing that we're going to look at. First things first. just happened to work out that this was pretty convenient. So we look at the top side first because we don't have a mirror, so we can't do a mirror block delete. If this ends up being someplace that we don't care about or don't even want to look at, then we can check the other end. So yeah, we're kind of locked out there. Bottom of spiral. And what I typically like to do is I like to actually flute. Just get all these out of the way here. Flute and we'll see if this is important. The answer is maybe. So you notate that's the ice rod. And what I'm gonna like to do is I like to be able to, now we got the flute, we're just gonna go right back to CAC. And we're gonna figure out where the other end of Paradox goes. Get it done and over with. And we have arrived in the village of Outcast. Now, I'm very indifferent as far as how people want to be able to handle this. I'm going to actually, now that we have easy access to here, I'm going to do this in halves here. You know, taking a death warp here is not going to be friendly. If I had boots, I definitely would dash right on out of here. But again, 4 free checks. The one time where actually having early game health in red mail kind of stinks. Lamp is always nice. Well, there are the boots. That was nice. Well, mountain makes that. So that'll be the next thing, is to now actually do the mountain solely so I can get that save point. And I am not a big advocate of robbing the desert small. I'm not a big fan of that. We will likely be ending things off of there. I'm going to try to hover, but it is not a guarantee that I'm going to be able get myself ready to try to hover. For a hookshot game, so we're gonna do a quick mimic flip here. That was the only reason why I wanted that heart, was just because of that. Take a lot of damage here. I'm actually going to look at where this brings me to first. And then I'm going to come back in. Oh, there we go. So I got all the attempts in the world to try to hover those. Or as much as my health will allow me to. I don't know why I have a hard time right hover. Right hover doesn't feel bad, but it just... Sometimes the up hover doesn't work either for me. Now you're just pissing me off right now. You know, it's amazing. If I get the left hover, I cannot seem to get the up hover. Wow, that wasn't even close. I won't lie, that was pretty pathetic. So we know that hook shot will not be in Thieves Town. We know that much. Now will it stop me? Probably not. Because we found Ganon, I always like to just be able to drop this down. It literally is a 50-50 if this is going to be important or not. It's not the worst thing. No, unless barring a miracle, Skullwood's small key is right here. I'm just gonna save and quit. Well, instead it's a big key to Turtle Rock. And you know what? I'm gonna be a little bold. This is actually really bold of me. We're gonna do something a little bit out of the ordinary. Like I said, it's okay to go out of logic as long as you know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Hyrule Castle, Maine. I gotta go back to the mountain anyways, and since I'm already a little bit out of logic, we're gonna do something creative here. Now first, we're gonna see if I actually can hover this now. And if you can't, no big deal. That's not gonna work either. That did work. So again, obviously, this stuff is out of logic by either Hookshot or Samaria. Including this, but it might be in logic because Turtle Rock West might actually be accessible. I shouldn't need any small keys, but this is a just-in-case measure. That is all that is. This chest right here is locked behind all 4 TR keys. And that's really interesting. That is more than likely the second glove. Heck, I'm surprised I didn't refill my health. We're gonna do the one way here, which is this. And that is really good information right there. And, wow, I mean, this actually just works out. Since we already know that this brings us to nowhere that we really care about, I can just get rid of you. Alright. Well, this just got silly stupid. Now we're definitely going to the mountains, so we are wildly out of logic right now, like, wildly. Maybe we'll get back into logic here. So far, no. You know, I didn't think I got that. Oh, I did, though. You know, I am going to spend a little bit of money here. Interesting. We're going to call that the Meyer Big Key, because why not? Ice Palace is full clearable. And even though I don't have Samaria, I still have a temptation to do it. Like, I really do. Especially with that. That is more than likely. That's more than likely the one in catch. At least I'm fairly certain of that. This actually really works out because I don't have much health. Then again, I just bought bombs, so. Well, all of what I just said was out of logic, now magically isn't logic. Just buy that hook shot. Just buy that hook shot. And hopefully we don't get the other castle tower key because Magic Bat's behind there and nobody cares. What we're going to do is we're going to resume the mountain. We're going to resume this stuff here. And in this particular case, we're going to take a little bit of a risk. The risk that we're going to take is we're actually going to see if we're soft locked in Skull Woods. Because I anticipate kern jumping. And even if it's not, actually really easy to do this, so. Yep, cool. Not one of my smart ideas, by the way. And we are not soft locked. Cool. Nice thing about cross keys, this is always a small key. And it's always, this version is always going to be a small key there. Now, if I really want to get creative, which I almost kind of want to, but I don't. Now we have access to a bow if we can find the right connector. Another small key. And we got the hair picky, so we're gonna do this. Dude, you have to go away, dude. Now that we know that where the bow is, because again, it's on top of a floating island. If I find a connector, I'd be more than willing to take it at this point. Always nice to get your crystal on the board. always nice to dump my controller. You know, I'm actually gonna do this. Never mind, I already know where this is. Never mind, so we really actually don't care. No, I don't actually. No, I just decided to confuse myself. That could bring me to the bow. That honestly could. Really could have sworn I found one. Excuse me. Since we haven't done these checks, might as well do them now. So here's Uncle. Let us not forget about the one entrance everybody forgets about in Crosskeys. That is the Curiosity Shop. Oh, I just can't pick up pots today. Cool. Hey, you know what? Information. Really? Thank you. Again, one way or another, this is not going to hurt me. This could very well be Cackwell, so I'm going to brace myself for Cackwell. It is Cackwell. So that means that Lumberjack is at GT. Cool. Now this stuff that I'm doing right now is in, well, it's actually, the hammer's in logic. Catfish as of right now is not in logic, but again, don't really care. That's pretty nasty, I won't lie. Now, I could elect to do that. And I think I'm going to. I don't really see a full hard sense in doing Dark Shopping Mall out of logic. Again, I just become a little leery solely because we know where there's a bow. And I'm not going to worry about the Zora area right now either. It's information. And in this case, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care enough about the other side. If I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. So it's not hugely important. I will anticipate that this gets me to the bow. That's actually a really good find. That is actually a really good find. Okay, now what we're going to do first actually, no. You know what? We're going to do that in one separate trip because there is a big key there. I just realized there's a big key there. And yeah, I'm just going to make it its own separate trip. We're going to get that big key. So that was a little error on my side there. Alright. What a shock, Skullwoods. Really? That was impressive. That right there is the first logical glove, by the way. More than willing to bet. Now, if we have bombos, we can open this up. We don't. Pod and ice. Alright, well, that's good to know because ice is literally right here. And just because we don't have Samara doesn't mean it's like, you know, oh, I can't do it. No, just do it. If you feel comfortable doing it, just do it. I don't think I've ever seen them all petrified, by the way. You know, I did not mean to go this way, but that's okay. That's okay. I did not mean to go this way. I was what they like to call not paying attention. That was, yeah, I gotta just actually just walk up. Can't do how I've been doing it, I really can't. Very piss poor fight, by the way. Very piss poor. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna do more fun stuff. We're gonna get that big key. Now, amazingly enough, we already actually have a lot of big keys. Big key, check here, entrance. Then we're gonna get a little bit creative. Keeping in mind, what I'm actually gonna do is in logic. But the Turtle Rock East-West Bridge is kind of like its own little entity right now. We have an easy way to get to there. Alright, GT, Meyer, Desert. Desert. Alright, well, that's another dungeon we can do. We're actually gonna do a map check here too. I can't even fluff that. Dude, I'd love to, but I can't. Alright, Desert's a pendant. So what we're gonna do is information of Turtle Rock East. It's in logic if you take a hook shot and you actually go around, but that's the quick, easy way. And cool, that's all nothing. So we know about the ice rod, we're gonna get that now. So scope out this fun stuff. There, keep in mind, there's a lot of Sphere Zero I have not looked at all. There's the other end of that. Cool. Of dungeons that we're still looking for, Meyer is one of them. And you know what? I don't care enough about the connectors. I do not care enough. But we have 5 things we can check here. And we're going to. The only connector that I would ever concern myself about is on top of bumper ledge. And right about now, I'm not going to go out of my way of checking that. And I'd love to fluff that, but you know. I'm a little leery about the fact they have the desert big and the desert small this early. Now the Ganon's tower key is interesting. Thieves Town key, alright. I like that. Quake all around. That amazingly puts the mitts in logic. We did it. Dude, that wasn't even close. That's a little trolly. So already looking ahead what we think we need for go mode. This is the hopes that this is a crystal. We know Eastern's a crystal, so we can do that. We need at least one more pod small. We know that's a crystal. And then it's kind of a crapshoot. Probably need Fire Rod and Samaria. If this is a pendant, then we know our information. There's a small key that is Lost Woods Thief, which is behind Vanilla Magic Bat, which we're going to be grabbing. You know, whatever, dude. Thank you, Sword Beams. You are a crystal. That's good for us. Now, very wishful thinking is that small key that is behind Lost Woods is the Swamp Small. Since we're right here, we're gonna turn into Smith anyways. It's not that big of a time loss. Heck, it may actually even have something, who knows. What a shock, it did not. It was not a Swamp Small. So, I'm going to take an approach here that I don't want to say that I don't normally do. But I know that this is a pendant. And I'm right here. So, I don't really see anything wrong with this. Desert North is right here. So what we are going to do is, well, actually this is GT. You know, we're going to do this instead. Desert North is in the Dark World. But the allure of GT is a little too high. I am a little suspicious of Desert. But then again, you know, now that I think about it, the more thought I'm putting into it, the Desert Big got you a Turtle small key to help put the gloves in logic. So I might be able to get away without doing it. Basically, we're trying to hopefully find a swamp house small key. Dude. Alright. We don't have the hook shot. Dude, I did it again. Like, alright, you just have to go away. This is stubbornness at its finest. Oh my god. Dude, wow. No, we're gonna get this. You? Hey, you wanna... Alright, you're just gonna die now. This is like the easiest thing for me. See? It's not that hard. I usually do it, try to do it the quick way. Failed miserably. Regardless of the situation, worst case scenario is Meyer Bicky, Samaria Fire Rod, Hot Small, and maybe Quake. So worst case scenario, it's 5 item go mode. Nice. Very sloppy. Very sloppy. That is not something anybody wants to see. Dude, really? That's a little wow, dude. That's a little freaky. That's a little freaky, I won't lie. And you never know. Bad things sometimes happen. We'll do the shovel later. I'm gonna prioritize some of this crap. Cool Mario. So that's one of our probable go modes. Now we're gonna end up keeping our portal here. Now that's a little freaky. Oh, okay. This game is getting a little bit funnier all of a sudden. Well, we're keeping our portal now. We still have to find Meyer. And we still have some 5-item caves out there. And we got 1 item in Hookshot Cave, but I'm gonna take a chance that that's not anything I need at this moment. Now the funny thing is I don't even know what's on Floating Island. Oh, I'm sorry, not Floating Island. I don't know what is on Lake Hylia Island. Yeah, that's growing suspicions right there. That is significant suspicions if I ever saw any. Here's Johnny. Cool. Cool. That could bring us on top of Upper Ledge. Who knows? It's Desert East. We don't care. Desert Main could bring us on top of Upper Ledge. There's Mire, so we're going to take a strategic skip. Since we need the Mire, we may or may not need the Mire Big Key. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to look this up. And it is unemployment. Blind's hideout still exists, so that's why I'm still checking entrances here. Blind's hideout is not there, though. Could be Sphere Zero, who knows? Fake Hype Cave. this would be a good time to save and quit. We can do Easter Pals. You know, not that I actually really care, but whatever. It's like the last thing I cared about. So one way or another, again, we either need, as of right now, one thing I am not going to do anytime soon is to go to pod. Because the only thing I could do to pod if I really wanted to was to beat the boss. Now, if I get information and everything else that I need, then I don't care. If I get more small keys, I'd be more tempted to go into there. But we need a combination of two of the three things. A fire rod, a mire big, and a swamp small. And I have my suspicions about GT, however, I have quite a bit of stuff that I have not done, so... And a lot of the times, races are won and lost by taking the gamble. Nice work, Ed. Two Armos fights that I really made a mess out of. We have Bumper Ledge that I guess I never saw the other end of it. That could lead me to Bumper Ledge. It does not. Alright. That leads me to there. Which is cool. Wow. Took all of his money. The GT climb could just have pod keys. It could have a swamp small, it could have a mire big, it could have a fire rod, it could have literally anything, but it could have the pod keys that I've been looking for. And I might be getting that. as a pendant. Alright, so we know we don't even need a fire rod this seed. It is swamp small, mire big. See, at some point I was going to find Hyrule Castle. So that's one less connector that can bring me to the Promised Land. Although I am really quickly starting to run out of things. I have a couple more sets of entrances and then I think it's going to be a GT climb. Basically, we're looking for Blind Hub. That could bring me to the Promised Land. That did not bring me to the Promised Land. Again, main reason why I care about connectors is solely because of the small key on bumper ledge. That's actually kind of funny. Oh no, baby. Oh my god, this would be way too funny. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to save and clear. We're going to do one more thing before I decide to make a commitment to GT. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the back end of this. And at this point, this is either going to bring me to... It's either going to bring me to Bumper Ledge or... Turtle Rock back. Yeah, it brings me to Turtle Rock back. So we don't care. Now is part of the program where I'm going to believe in GT. I'm gonna go as far as to the big chest, and then depending on what I find. Yeah, I knew I was gonna do that. Dude. You know, we don't have to be that bad today. I'm just saying. Really, dude? Like, seriously? Like, really? That's impressive. Alright, so we're gonna say no to the climb. Here we go to Meyer. Dude, nice job of looking the wrong way. So dark connects to dark. That gets me a few more checks in pod. It's always slower. Okay, now one of the things is we have not found Desert Main. So, and there's still that small key that's just kind of camping there, so... Since we're right here, we're gonna take a look. Oh my god. Now it's a crapshoot. So I'm gonna go with my instincts here. I know I have pot available, but and I know that the whole logic behind the myths, you need all 4 small keys, but this ends up being actually 4 relatively quick checks, so we're just gonna do this. And if nothing else, if we get literally just a pot key out of this, I'd actually be happy. I actually would be a little on the happy side. Even a singular pod key would be actually somewhat helpful. The other part of this too is it spits me out to right here. Pod is just in Swamp Pals. I did not rub up against that, so I wasn't gonna get it, so. One of the big things that I really would like to recommend to newer people doing Crosskeys, any entrance mode for that matter, is when you beat a dungeon, don't be complacent, just watch the cutscene. Look at your map, look at your tracker, look at whatever that you have, and figure out to say, you know, if you don't know exactly where Swamp Palace is, or the easiest way to get there, take that time just to make sure you know. So during that time, I had to get a quick little refresher to figure out, okay, where is Swamp Palace? Swamp Palace is actually on Dark Death Mountain. So, like, you know, I wouldn't want to have people turn around, beat the boss, and then after they come out of the dungeon, they turn around and be like, okay, now where's Swamp Palace? Oh, how do I get there? No, use that time, or use whatever time, whether there be a cutscene or just traversing around or doing anything, and turn around and figure out your next point of attack. And that really actually applies to not only dungeons, but like how you want to clear entrances. You know, come up with a plan of attack, something that works for you, and go from there. All right, dude. Dude. I've been getting very lazy with that, like monumentally lazy. Same thing, as you're doing all of this, make sure that you know where Ganon is. Also, even before you're in Go mode, just make sure that you know where Ganon is. Make sure that he's not surprisingly behind Ganon's tower or Castle Tower. In this case, I just happen to know right off the rip that he is behind Vanilla Cack Well. So basically, it's going to be a quick mirror out. And then away we go. Now, I don't expect to win off of this time, but, you know, I feel like I put a fairly respectable effort, although the fire rod was actually kind of funny. Basically, I could say this much. I was probably going to be the last one to the fire rod just based on the choices that I made on how to do it. But me going back to that area just never worked out. Dude. Of course not. Why would I? We did it. Respectable time, I think, all things considered. Would have wanted me to race against top runners? Probably not, but you know what? I'm happy with the performance. So again, you know, like, a few things to take of this is, you know, like, if you watch the entire thing, you would see that I was wildly out of logic. And the hook shot brought things back into logic. The mitts, it was actually funny that it was technically a glove lock glove. And the reason why is because Saha, which did not require a glove, which is on top of Dark Death Mountain, had a glove. But then he ended up having to take the connector. So there's a connector, there's a fairy connector that brought you to Mire. So then you can open up Vanilla Checkerboard Cave. Behind there was Mini Voldemort, which had one of the 4 Turtlerock Smalls, which again, having the glove and lava chest, is locked behind all 4 TR Smalls. And Mitts, the main thing, I'm sure there's probably something else, but the main thing that Mitts opened up is Purple Chest to give Samario. Now, as much as I wanted to check entrances, just the way that I did this, I got Dark World access and all that fun, happy jazz. Something super free like Blind's Hut and Light World Hype Cave was gonna get missed, but it was on the radar when I was doing all that type of stuff. Now the Fire Rod was not needed, thankfully. But the Fire Rod enticed me enough to say, you know what, we're going to do Turtle Rock. It's easy to get to. Turtle Rock main spits you out in Dark World Hype Cave, actually Vanilla Hype Cave. But the main reason why is, okay, there's 3 additional checks, and I was still even going to be satisfied if I found another pod key. Because I'd only had 3. For the longest time, I only had 2. For the longest time, I actually only had 1. But if the answer was going to be in pod, I wanted to be able to check more stuff into there rather than saying, okay, well, I'm going to beat the dungeon and then not be able to check some stuff. If nothing else, having 3 gets me not only the boss, but it gets me literally an additional 5 extra checks. So, actually, no, I'm sorry, it gets me 6. It gets me Turtle Room, Dark U, Big Chest, Dark Maze, so that's another 6. And then you need 1 additional small key for each check after that for Harmless Hellway and the Vanilla Big Key chest. Also, too, it pays off to get just a little bit lucky. The GT climb was definitely a big bait. Desert was a bait. The only reason why I did not do Desert was because, again, there's a GT small on right side which put the Mire Big Key in Logic, and the big chest alone had a Turtle Rock small to put the glove in Logic. So for me, it was one of those strategic things of saying, okay, well, you know what, we don't have to beat Desert. We figured out why we got that stuff early. Now, could have had a Swamp Small? Absolutely. Do I recommend beating it if you're right there? Absolutely. I just chose not to. And it's one of those things. It's one of those random things. It worked out. So we'll fast forward through this a little bit. Oh, some of the important stuff I kind of blew by. I do not know how many people participate in this. I know they care about the in-game time and the collection rate. Hey, 174 collection rate. Let's go. We did it. And even in this case, Armalix had a 140. GG's to Armalix. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Fire Rod is actually a massive troll. But I am Mr. 3, signing off. We'll catch you soon.